Hello students, this is Dr. Ogilvy, the course director for BIOL530, section J10, in which all students will access the course, whatever section or location in South Carolina you are, or whether you're a graduate student or undergraduate student. The course website is simple. It's blackboard.sc.edu. Once you access that in your browser, then you use your net ID and password to log in. That's exactly what I did here, where I am logged in as a student in my student account, so I can show you what it looks like. The first thing you're going to see is the course check-in page, and you have actually 12 items here to read through and follow the directions to get oriented and started in the course. What I want to do here is just show you the sections in the course. Of course, over here, the background is green. The recent upgrade of Blackboard over the Christmas holidays did away with the buttons. I had a really good look on the course website for many semesters. So what I had to do is I bolded the sections and made the font in all caps. So here are the sections of the course. Course email introduction, in which there email messages and class introductions. These are the live links here, and these are just information. Course information, graded work, lab resources, communication, and outside resource. So let's go, and also course feedback. So if we do a survey, and we do several surveys for extra credit to get information from you and to provide you a little reward. And also, if you're in a group, it'll show up down here. I'm in the graduate student group because we make a special group for them because they have special requirements. And so I'll go back here, and the first thing, once you reach the course website, you're going to want to go back to the course check-in page for sure up here, but take a moment and mark this reviewed. I've already marked it reviewed so that we know that you're getting the emails, because I can look at a list, and everybody that's checked that, I know that they received the emails of the course. Also, introduce yourself. A number of students have already done that, and so that's on the discussion board, and that is just a link to that. And then under course information, eventually, when the course gets running, we will have special bulletins to give you updates and information, maybe corrections, maybe some additional information to help you, and we post the results of the quizzes and exams here and give you feedback. So we call those bulletins. Blackboard calls them announcements. The syllabus, you're going to want to read through the syllabus carefully. It's about 23 pages long, and we've got it into sections, and if you click on those sections, it will take you right, like what are the quizzes and exams right. And then if you want to go back that, just click up here, and you can scroll back up to the links. If you want to know how grades are determined, you click there. There's a table. So familiarize yourself with the syllabus and download it and keep it handy to look up anything to help you understand. A lot of the information on the course website is pretty straightforward and self-explanatory, but the syllabus is very important, and you're going to have a quiz on the syllabus you can earn up to 25 points. And then we've got a schedule of assignments. Read through this, download it. There's a snapshot of all the modules, the beginning to end dates, the quizzes, when the graduate paper outline is due, when the actual paper is due, and you'll find more information for the graduate students under special requirements, and all the exam dates. Get those down, and then we have a page for each module. Be sure you look through this page and pay close attention to the content there to guide you. And I'll show you those pages occur also on the course website. And so we have another calendar schedule, and that is by calendar, a monthly calendar, so you can get a good idea of the overlay of the course and how it runs and how long each module takes. Okay, so the course staff, pretty self-explanatory. Just read about each of the instructors. Dr. Sawyer is kind of in the background. He and I worked on this course many years ago. He's now running presently the BIOL530 online course. I communicate with him as necessary. The teaching assistant, Mr. Anthony Davis, he's working on his doctorate in Dr. Sawyer's lab, actually, and he will be responding to your discussion board, and he helps me by reviewing certain posts like the quizzes and checking the questions, and also helping me analyze the quizzes and exams when they're finally submitted and the due date is passed. Just know about the course staff, techs, and troubleshooting is very extensive resources here to help you. Be sure to go into the tech frequent questions and see where you can find help for most anything in the course. And if you get stumped initially for the first week or so, you can email us, but after that you'll need to post on the discussion board if you need help. We try to separate personal needs by email from course content post on the discussion board, as well as technical help. Now the course modules here, they're in this section of the course, but you will see that there's module information here, and read through these 7 steps that are going to be required before you actually are going to see down here below the course modules that will have folders for the lectures and other resources you're going to need, including the graded practice quizzes. But you've got to mark the course check-in page, you've got to take the syllabus quiz, and you've got to take the 2 sample quizzes A and B and achieve a perfect score before you can access the modules. And the same thing is true for the graded quizzes and exams. You will see a syllabus quiz right away, but you will not see the folders to take the module quizzes, midterm exam, until you satisfy those requirements. And then back up here to the quiz and exam information. This is where you'll find the 2 sample tests you need to perform a perfect score. And so watch this video reviewing the tests in Blackboard. Important help. And then here's sample quiz A. When you click on that, you can take the quiz, and you have unlimited attempts. We give you feedback for the correct answers. We just want you to get familiar with question types as well as the format of taking the test. And then this message tells you before you take Part B, you've got to set up BioLucida. And these are helpful hints if BioLucida is not loading correctly. But you're going to have to log in to Blackboard within BioLucida in order to take these sample Part B, and also for Part B of the quizzes and of Part B of the midterm and the final exam, which will be Part C actually. So be sure that you get everything set up for BioLucida before you attempt Part B of the sample tests. Okay, so special requirements. If you're a graduate student, you will see this. If you're not a graduate student, you will not see it. And the graduate students will be able to see the requirement for the paper and other information as far as the paper outline, and the actual paper will appear below here for graduate students. And I'll show that shortly. So if you are a graduate student, this is what you will see. You'll see the requirements here in the PDF, and you will also see the paper outline, the due dates, and for their definitive paper. And if you, as a graduate student, if you have questions, you can post on the discussion board under special requirements, graduate students. Okay, so the lab resources, WebMic. You're going to have to read this document, and then you're going to go to this website, and then you're following instructions and in this PDF from this website, and download either your PC version or the Windows PC version or the Mac version, and install it on your local computer. And there's orientation to WebMic. You can watch this video, and also to the study guide. And the study guide is the textbook for the course, and you need to purchase it. But if you haven't or have a problem, we do give you several units to start out with. But we don't give you the whole manual. You need to purchase that. And then here's a video to introduce you to using the histology laboratory exercises, the lab manual, along with WebMic. Okay, and then on the BioLucida, here's the setup. These are the versions that BioLucida works with on the Macintosh. You shouldn't have any problem with the PC, but you got to make sure you have one of these later versions of the operating system of a Macintosh. There's a couple links, and here are the installation instructions, as well as a video walking you through those, and then some tips here on a video about viewing specimens in the BioLucida viewer. Okay, let's see, and then on the discussion board, highly organized, and already we have 16 students, or 17 total, that have introduced themselves. But we have questions about outside resources, BioLucida installation, the course syllabus, final exam, graduate student paper, midterm exam, the module lecture content or lecture quiz questions, WebMic specimens, BioLucida specimens, module quizzes, module graded practice quizzes, typos and errors, and there's a couple of those. I need to delete one of those, and WebMic technical problems. So it's very thorough discussion board. It's not a lot of discussion. It's where you post for help and understanding content, post to either challenge or get help in understanding a quiz or an exam question. So make sure you post in the correct forum. And then I'm not going to go through. If you need to email someone, you can email individuals or structures and so forth and so on. And let's see. And in my grades, you will see your scores show up here. Class introductions, 10 points extra credit. Well, I had submitted that, but I didn't grade it yet for me. But when it's graded, you'll see a green check mark here. Each of the lectures that you review, if you complete the lecture and take the quiz at the end and submit it, you'll see a check mark here. And right now, only the lectures for Module 1 are available. But as more lectures become available and more quizzes, you'll see them up here when their posted date begins. And then I'm not going to go through all these outside resources, but we have assembled a lot of help for you, and I suggest you take advantage of all these, even color deficiency help, test anxiety, how to enhance and reinforce your studies, recommended text. You don't have to purchase a text, but we wanted you to be aware of some good histology texts, histology on the internet, virtual slide exploration, and the glossary of terms. And if we post surveys, it will be here. So now I'm going to go ahead and take the syllabus quiz, take the 2 sample tests, and mark the course check-in page reviewed, and then I'll show you what your view and how the module folders and the quiz folders will show up. Okay, now you can see what it looks like once you take the syllabus quiz and submit it and make any score up to 25 points, depending on how many answers you get correct. Be sure that you study the syllabus and go through the course website and actually watch this video before you take the syllabus quiz. And have taken the 2 sample tests that are accessible by way of the quiz and exam information page in this folder, and also mark the course check-in page reviewed, which I've already marked that, and at the bottom of that check-in page it says reviewed. So having satisfied all those, when I go back to the course modules, what you could see before ended here. But now you can see each module. And Module 1 is from January the 14th to the 31st. And you'll see you can access the learning outcomes here. And you can download, print them out. That will help you understand what it is you're supposed to learn during those Module 1. You also can see the table for the lectures and the title of the lectures and the labs and how much time it will take to go through each lecture and the estimated time for the labs. And then you can see the lecture folder here, as well as the Module 1 BIOL530 lab specimen videos, as well as a flow chart for the identification of tissues. And then here is the graded practice quiz, which will be in the module. Well, actually, it should be right here, but it's not released until Monday, January the 14th. So that's why you don't see it here, but it will be here on Monday, providing you satisfy those requirements. And I'll just take a moment to open one of the lecture folder. And the way this will work, like for example in microscopy and microscopes, you will click here to launch the lecture, which will look like this.
This lecture will compare the light microscope to 2 variations.
And you can go through the entire lecture, take the quiz at the end. Now, if that doesn't load, you should click in your browser on the lock and make sure that you give permission to run Adobe Flash. And even if it says allowed content, just click again and allow the content to be run. I think I have another browser over here that I can bring over and show you temporarily. In this browser, I believe, is Mozilla, and it will say allow the flash, and if it says default, just go ahead and click allow, and then when you do that, you will get a little message up here to reload the page. So it's a little tricky in terms of the flash, but once you get that running, you will see it like this. And then in each lecture on the lecture topics, you'll see a quiz, and that quiz is at the end. I suggest that you view and listen to each lecture and take the quiz, and when you're taking the quiz, you have to answer every question correctly before you go on. Okay, so I'm going to leave that up to you, and we'll go back to the page. The last thing I want to show you is that the graded quizzes and exams. Before you satisfy those requirements by taking the quiz and all that, you will not see these folders, but now they're available once I've taken that. As you can see, the module quizzes are in these folders, the midterm and the final exam. Okay, I hope this has been helpful. It's a little challenging to make a video that will make sense to you, and I hope this has, and I wish you all the the best in taking this course.